My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I'm Adrian and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as the Anduin. This is, as I say, episode number 2, and it does pick up exactly where episode 1 left off. So, as I said, I didn't see any of your comments or anything, so I'll have to reply to them all in episode number 4. Our army is going to move in both directions. We're going to try and curtail the advances of Dol Guldur as early as possible. So we'll take back Dwinberg, we'll link up with Gleerwine, and then we'll have to do something about maintaining ground here. Goblin Town, as you can see, is a fantastic location to take. 1,120 gold coins. And if we can, the more troops you have in a settlement, the faster the culture grows, which is something I don't think a lot of people know.
Yes, my lord.
So by leaving a larger garrison, the culture will grow much quicker, because we want to get that culture up and running fast so that we can get some free upkeep. But ideally we want Aetheod here, but we don't really, because they don't make good defensive units. So that Horse Breeders Guild is essentially useless, but I just didn't want to turn it down. We're not going to go for that. We're almost certainly going to make this a Bjorning camp. It's just interesting, isn't it? The Bjornings are basically now your infantry, the Woodsmen are your archers, and the Aetheod are your cavalry. But of course, when you're coming to defend cities, then that will often mean, because you'll have a mix of infantry and range, you likely won't be able to get free upkeep for them all. So something that we could consider, actually, I'm going to write just the words down, free upkeep, because I think the barracks should give free upkeep for the units of the same tier that would come from another barracks. So whilst you can't train Vale Archers, for example, oh no, they come from the base one, but whilst you can't train Woodman Hunters from a Bjorning camp, I think you should be able to get them for free, as free upkeep, so that you don't have this problem we're about to run into, where I just won't be able to get all of those free upkeep. I think that would work. Right, we are at an end turn. Something else that you won't see in this series yet is the new fiefdom. Fiefdom Way Station is what it's currently called, but it's going to be given a new name and expanded. As many of you may know, we're going to make it so that you can retrain AOR units in castles anywhere in the world. So your AOR units will stay relevant throughout the whole game, but that hasn't been implemented yet, so we won't be able to see that in this campaign. Now, Nazcuga comes with Mirkwood bodyguards, who have also been revamped. They're no longer a clone of Mordor's. They're slightly more aggressive than Mordor's bodyguard. And then, of course, we've got Chieftain Lagarin. But these 4 units are just trash. They're Snagger tier units. They're slightly better than Snagger, but not by much. So Lagarin's army is large, but pathetic. He is the only threat there. Nazcuga, though, does come with Dol Guldur archers and host, but I think our units should be able to tie them down. It's a real shame that Gleerwine isn't here yet, but Gleerwine is 2 turns away and we can't wait that long. I think we're going to have to go for it, and this is going to be a real test of how strong are our units. We want to throw everything into the guy who attacked us and pull as far away from Lagarin as possible, so his army has to walk across the map to get to us. So what we're going to do is move away from Lagarin, who'll be coming in that top left-hand side, and try and hit Nazcuga down here. We've got 2 ranged units to his 1, which will help us out greatly. Oh, what did I just do? I sorted them into a double line, apparently. We've got an invisible unit as well, which is always nice, and our archers were invisible too. And then, of course, we've got the 2 bodyguards. But that is it. So the bodyguards, we want to go sort of flank round to the right. And archers run up here, and you stay where you are for now. Oh dear, 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 dear. Archers, 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 archers. Target his archers. Bring them down. And run the rest of them in. We want to hit those Mirkwood bodyguards. Go around to the right. Go forwards.
Turned against us. We must act and halt this turn of events.
The Dol Guldur host I'm not really worried about. Ah, there we are. Our archers are now in range. You'll see how much better their Woodman Hunters are. Look at the range difference. That's no small amount. Right, perfect. They've gone for them, which is what we wanted. You're going to curl around. You 2 are going to combine and hit the bodyguard. Oh, they axe throwers before they... I didn't realise that. Oh, that's cool. So they throw axes and then they are axe-wielding warriors, but they've waited too long to throw their axes, and the skin changers are amongst them. Fantastic. Right, the skin changers should shred their bodyguard unit, I think. We've got 60, they've got 70. They have dual wielding axes. Let's just have a look, actually. They are armor piercing, but that is of no consequence because we have hardly any armor. It's all defense skill. So that armor piercing is nullified. And remember, skin changes are relentless. They cannot be staggered anymore, as you just saw there. That fellow got hit and nothing happened. That is the beauty of relentless. But it's this unit that we need to help. The Woodman Warriors are a good unit, but what are they actually in terms of like for like? 4 attack and 8 defense from the host, 7 attack and 9 defense. Oh no, we're just twice as good as them. That's fantastic. Right, so everybody's playing their part. How many have we lost? 7% to their 16. But remember, that's 16% of the overall total. So that includes Lageran's nearly 1,000 orcs. And our archers are taking those down. I apologise about the sound of the mouse wheel. I listened to the first episode back just before I recorded this one. And you can hear the mouse wheel. Now I can, because it's a Logitech mouse, you can turn off the clicking mouse wheel and have it as a free rolling scroll. But it makes the mouse wheel really loose. And that's something that I was wary of. But perhaps that would be better to do, actually. Because then you don't get the clicking noise.
Troops will lose their will to fight.
Right, the archers are wavering. The host is wavering. How many hunters are left? There are 6 Mirkwood bodyguard left. We lost like 5 men. And they lost their entire battalion. That is what happens with number parity with the skin changes. They are just mighty beasts. As you would bloody well expect as well. They're skin changes, for crying out loud. They morph into bears when the time calls for it.
The enemy army flees the field.
Right, cease. Let's come out of time 6 and let's prepare for what's coming. Move the archers in. Woodman Warriors, if you want to go nice and wide and go back into your formation. Now what we want to do now is get Lageran. We're not really interested in the goblin trash that's coming first. Oh, but he's right at the back. Bugger. There he is. It does certainly add something, I think, to the mod when you know that you created that Nazgul story. Like, I named him and I wrote his story. So when I then think of, oh, we're fighting Lageran, it just holds more of a sort of personal connection than it did in the past. Now, as I've already mentioned, this is Mirkwood trash. There is no threat from what is coming here. But there are still a shed load of them. And in sheer numbers alone, they'll be able to do a lot of damage. But that's the first Mirkwood Goblin Battalion gone down. Sandwiched between all 3 of our melee forces. That is both of their ranged units, and they are taking a pounding. We're using the skirmish feature against them. It's been discussed and tossed around the mod, actually, about possibly removing skirmish feature from the AI because it's so easily cheesable, like right now. They've lost almost their entire archer battalion without firing hardly any arrows because they were getting just too close to our units who were fighting here. And so they just kept running away, which meant our archers can then just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot with no consequence. But there's hardly any of them now. There's not enough to cause any problems. So you're going to deal with the goblins, and you guys are going to deal with Lageran. So move yourselves over there. Right, he's coming. Right, this is the real test. No, you've got to get out of there. You have got to get out of there. You have got to get out of there. Come on, woodsman.
Our foolish general has thrown his life away.
No! Both of them just died. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, and if you died, you did, didn't you? You died to the bloody goblins. Of all the things to die to, you had to die to Mirkwood goblins. I think we'll still win this, but we've just lost 2 generals. They're the only thing that actually gives us a chance of holding Dol Guldur back. And they both died. Always a risk with small unit sizes, but at least neither of them were custom. And new generals are easier to come by, but it means Gleerwine's going to have he's going to have a lot more pressure on his shoulders. Really annoyed me, and I should have countered that so much better. When we saw that the AI was going for me, we should have brought the skin changes around this way and completely protected them. But I don't think we could have saved a Thanagor, whatever he was called. But I think we'll win over there. And if we don't, we've got numbers for the rest of the fight. Everyone else has won. Only the Castellans remain. Oh, that's very disappointing indeed. Have we got him yet? Oh, it's Lagarin who's left. Well done, skin changers. You did what needed to be done, but we paid for it.
Remember this day.
We paid for it. Ugh. I'm not as bothered about a Thanagor. I'm sure he was called a Thanagor, because there was nothing we could have done about that. We needed him to fight the Castellans. There's always a risk that the general will die in that type of combat situation. But Magor dying to goblins while he's trying to maneuver into the right position is just so annoying. Oh dear. But Gleerwine is on the way. And that's at least the first armies of Dol Guldur gone. And that will be Lagarin gone for the next 15 turns as well.
Victory in your name, my lord.
Do I have another general? We've got the guy in Fenon, but he's a hobbit.
We have won.
I don't think we're going to be holding out much hope for him. We got a bit of money. Oh, Captain Goldwine. Yes, please. Please tell me that went through. No, it didn't. Because he died apparently before. I don't know why offer it to me if he apparently is dead. I've never understood that little weird bug.
Yes, my lord.
Yes.
Right, so Gleerwine's making his way south, and
Your orders, my lord.
I think then we're going to have to take some of these units out.
Your will, my lord.
We can't leave such a large garrison there where we don't actually think
Yes,
Moria
my
will
lord.
really do anything.
With honor, this tower will keep vigil over the
No,
land.
we've reached. Oh, I'll tell you what we can do actually.
Your
Fast
orders, my
tread.
lord.
Go in that fort.
An honorable,
Take 3 units with you.
glorious victory.
We get plenty of warning that they're coming. So let's at least make you free and get a bit more money out of it.
Yes, my lord.
We don't want you on this side. We'll attack them in a second. We haven't really got any money otherwise, though. But I want a general that we could send down. Now, we could send Grimbeorn, because he obviously gets 55 because he's a
orders, my lord.
factionaire.
Yes, my
He has high security. I think we might have to, mightn't we? We have no general on the southern border. Yeah, we can't abide that. But at least we got Dwinberg back, and the enemy did not destroy the Woodman camp, which is good. I can't. This unfortunately needs to be a castle before you can get the tier 2 anyway. Oh, apparently it needs to be a stronghold before you can get tier 2. Oh, that's definitely an oversight. One that I might actually change off screen, because needing a stronghold to get your 3rd tiers is useless for us. By the point we turn any of our castles into strongholds, we will have won the game. So that definitely needs to change. We can't actually get strongholds until we've freed up the mountain passes and completed that script. So getting them into the castle tier is better. So I'll change that after the. I don't like to mod ongoing campaigns, but that is save game compatible, and it's a really minor change, so it should work. It's literally 1 line of text. You're repairing, but then you've got to do something else. We've got 2,000. Oh, Fenom's building its roads. Oh, that's good. And Bjornshald and Meithelberg are building as well. And Leothal. Everywhere is building. I think Framsburg and Dwinberg could do with those in the meantime. It's the best we can get, because we can't get other troops for a long time.
Your
So yeah,
orders,
that'll
my
work.
lord.
So then all there is
my
left
lord.
is to attack Radbag.
We shall engage.
Orc fighters, no threat. 2 goblin infantry, no threat. He has got those black pit crossbows. Oh, we've got some horsemen. They should be able to shut them down. Into it then. Let us get to it. Also, something that you should not get used to with this Anduin campaign, because the decision was made yesterday, is when we're back on the campaign map, the UI at the bottom of the screen will change in your versions, because the decision has been made that the Anduin, Enedwaith and Dunland will now join with the Northmen and use Northman culture. And so that the Northern Dunedain can then have their own culture spot, so that they can retain their own portraits, so they don't have to use the Gondorian portraits, and they can retain their sort of quasi-wild men theme. But in order to do that, the other wild men factions have to be moved off, and we're going to move them off to become Northmen. They will still have Wildmen UI for their unique buildings, but there will be a lot more Northmen UI, and much of the Wildmen UI will then be used for the Northern Dunedain as their sort of ranger theme. And the cavalry, yes. Which is actually quite good, because the Wildmen UI is of course taken from Rome Total War and not Medieval 2 Total War, so it does stand out a bit in terms of quality, I think. Right, let's move you two forwards. And let's move Bjorn ahead of them. Yeah, and cavalry, if you can hit the crossbow straight away. Thank you very much. Nice. Right, and then pull out. Obviously you're dying, but you killed about 17 of them, that's not bad. And that's forced the enemy to actually come back and fight. Keep running around and then go back in.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
If Bjorn dies, I'll be very annoyed. Oh god, hobbits, you have such a terrible range. Oh, I was really hoping that would make them rout. Oh, nice. Good solid stone there. No, I'm going to leave the mouse plugged in, I'm afraid. You're going to get the mouse wheel sound. It's easier to manage. Ah, the Bjorning Axemen have gone off chasing...
Our men have slain the enemy general.
Ah, right, the enemy general's dead.
His troops will lose their will to fight.
We're still throwing stones into the side of these, which is good. Move around. Ah, they're running away. Fantastic. Hopefully we won't lose Grimbeorn today then. Ah, there we are. Let me sandwich those units between us. And then they run down the middle with the stones on both sides. Well done, hobbits. Putting your name in. The hobbits I'm hoping to stay in the mod, to be honest. I want to keep the store sheriffs in. And if it becomes apparent that we need to free up a space, that they probably will be the first to be cut. But as it stands, I'm petitioning for their remaining in the game for as long as humanly possible. Capture as many as you can, kill as many as you can. 82%, there we are, that'll do it. Nice. 57 losses, 509.
This is a great victory, worthy of only the mightiest of...
Skin Changers are such a wonderful unit to play with. They just break the mold of almost every other bodyguard unit. Normally, if a bodyguard unit is powerful, it's because it's a cavalry bodyguard. And so it's powerful because of how overpowered cavalry is. But to have the Skin Changers, who are just little machines of war, amongst a nation that prior to this was such a sort of middling nation. They didn't really have any accolades. They weren't field leaders in anything, really. And indeed, Anduin were marked as one of the least favourite nations in the mod for many people. And then here they stand, mighty and powerful. There was always a bit of surprise that they were so reviled, Anduin, because of the Skin Changers, actually, because the Skin Changer is such a unique unit. There's just almost nothing like it. Even normal Berserker units just don't have the attack and defensive stats that Skin Changers do. They almost have like troll level stats, but just for a foot unit, a human unit. But of course, Skin Changers we have seen already in this, only the second episode, because their bodyguard size is so small, the generals are so susceptible to death. Oh, we can get a Master Horse Breeders Guild, which does actually, I think, also allow you to train a unit. But we don't have the money for that. That's not happening anytime soon. Right, Goblin Town, keep up with the culture, please. We're going to go for Smoking House. No, that's the spy building. A tomb is 3,420. Are you having a laugh? Blimey. Right, go for a carpenter's hut instead then. Oh, I'll tell you what we've done here, unfortunately, though. As I said, larger garrisons increase the culture quicker. But by putting them in the fort and getting free upkeep for all of them, which admittedly is like, that's what, nearly 500 or 600-ish coins that was?
Your orders, my lord.
I think that's more important than getting the culture a bit quicker. Right, they're all in position. The retraining is taking place. We'll wait till a unit till an enemy comes. But that was a good stint we just put in against Dol Guldur, sorry. So I don't think they'll have troops coming anytime soon. But they do hold the Narrows of Mirkwood, which is this region just here, as you'd expect, the narrowest point of the forest. But beyond that, we can't see out here. Oh, Central Mirkwood still is rebel held, and the Old Forest Road is. Oh, the elves, of course. The elves. We need the elves on side.
Yes, my lord. Your orders, my lord.
Can you retrain them? Oh, yes, you can, and you can train those. Definitely take the archers. I mean, even Valesman, I know. Oh, she's on the desk. That was her meowing right into the. She. You can't see, but Cali Cat is actually about an inch away from the microphone at the moment, just staring at me. Very annoying. Valesmen aren't actually that bad. 2 attack, 4 charge, 6 total defense. They have skills. If you could take her, that would be smashing. Just like get her to walk over there. I think she wants her dinner. It's way too early for that. They have a total defense of 6 though. So they're not a bad militia unit. They're of the better. They're in the grouping of better militia units. You may have also noted we can get Bjorning Axemen and Bandits in the mercenary pool, because remember, the mercenary pool is now actually working as intended, and if it says you can get mercenaries, you actually can, or where you are supposed to get mercenaries, you now can. So that's good as well. Oh, Roscabel's going to go down, isn't it? Now they're actually going to go for it. I wonder if it might be an idea to take the fight to them and push into the forest. But first of all, where's the diplomat? Radagast.
Yes,
Radagast, if you would be so kind as to jump over and talk to the elves. We're moving him again. I could just walk him over, I suppose, but why bother? I'm sure you all want to hear the tippy-tappy typing of the keyboard.
Yes.
Thranduil, please give me good things. Oh, that's generous as well. Oh, hang on then. How about... Well, you pay me for all of these things. Is that still generous?
I do not believe. Very well. What else do you have to suggest? No, we cannot agree.
But you wanted it. What's going on?
It's good.
Right, so he's taken that.
Worthy proposal. I do not.
It's the alliance he doesn't want. All right.
Yes,
And he's poor, so he probably doesn't even have 1,000. No.
I'm an honor and a
well, we got trade rights. We'll start with that. And then we'll move from there. Right, more forces are available, and you've got to go south. And we adopted him so that we didn't have to take Grimborn. So you go south. Oh, build me a tower there, please. How much did the Bjorning Axemen cost? 820. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money we've not got. The store sheriffs come out of this building. So if we can get the town hall, or the stone circle as it's called at tier 1, and the muster ground, then he would be free. But that is nearly 2,000 coins just to save 90 coins a turn. It's almost not worth it, is it? But then I suppose in 20 turns, as long as he stays there, it would pay itself back. I think we can end the turn there, though. Let's see what Dol Guldur do in the south. I really want to take Dol Guldur because I really want the Sylvan Marchwarden unit.
We bring word for you.
Oh, hello. Trade rights, yes, please. Don't go, friend. I've got more offers.
Else you wish to propose?
You must be wealthy. Nope, you're bankrupt. Well, we'll try it anyway. How about only 400 gold coins? That's a very generous offer, isn't it? Oh, brilliant.
Seems like a most
do you want an alliance? Because I'm well keen for it.
I must say, we'll day to you.
No, the AI is still predisposed to hate allying with the player because it inevitably always thinks you're going to be a traitor. And there is the Dol Guldur attack. They have come again.
The enemy has surrounded us.
As expected.
We are besieged.
Right, so the army's got to move. Oh, Gundabad. No, Gundabad. Oh, we've already used your image. But yeah, I'll take you. Skin changes aren't expensive. Oh, Hunter's Guild. No, we're talking. Bjorn's Hall's not the place for a Hunter's Guild, but we'll take it nevertheless.
Yes, my lord. Your order,
right.
my lord.
My lord.
I think Roscabel's going to just go down, I'm afraid. So for now, we can't do much more than put you all in there and
To battle. I'm gonna
send him on his
stick
way.
you.
I should have used the boat, shouldn't I? I just realised. Speaking of the boat,
Yes,
Gwent,
my lord.
hop in it
Ready.
and head north.
Yes.
What's the army that they've actually sent? 2 Snow Orc Scouts, 2 Spears, Raiders, and Mountain Orc Hunters. Their spear unit is so good, though. It's so much better than ours. And even their archers are on par with us. Missile attack of 4. Do we even have an archer in the town? We've got Vale archers 3. Total defense of 2. They just can't return fire. We really need a cavalry. And we're 1 turn away from the cavalry. No. But at least Grim Bjorn, was not trapped inside. So he can help, but... Oh, and they're on a bridge as well, so when we attack them, it's a bridge battle. Just to add insult to the massive injury there. I think we need to assume Moria are not going to come back, and the garrison here is going to have to be fed out amongst the world.
Ships ready.
So... Your entire army, actually. Yeah, and we'll just leave the Bjorning Spearmen. All of you, head north. We'll pop you in the ship as well. So...
Your orders, my lord.
That army will be able to put up a relatively good fight if they do attack the city. So what we will do is combine this army.
Yes, my lord.
Send Bjorn to safety. Oh, send him to safety. I've just moved him into their region. It's like a comedy of errors. Roscoel's going to go down, but that's fine. It only makes 170 gold coins, and you cost 148 anyway. So it actually is basically not making a net gain. We got a grain exchange, which is good. Fenholm's roads are soon to be built. Neotholt's on its market as well. How much money do we make? 1,800. That's not bad. Oh, we could get an apiary homestead. Now that is what you're talking about. That pays for itself in only, what, 13 turns? Just over 13? 13.33333 turns. Which would be brilliant. And a culture increase, and a population, and increase in trading goods. That's definitely a building that we want, but that costs so much money. How much do you reduce it by? 20%. You'd reduce that by over 700 gold coins, and you only cost 902. So I think if we try and get that in first, and then definitely try and train some troops. I think it's going to be a bit of a juggle, but it's another reason why I'm surprised Anduin is disliked is because Gundabad, Dol Guldur, and Moria all have very distinct armies. So there's a lot of variety in who you fight in this campaign, which I think is another surprising reason that people don't like Anduin. But I think it is just the lack of progress. People just hate restricted towns, and I can understand why, and I think that is the main cause. All right, here we go. To end the video. The defense. We are 1 for 1 in terms of troops, but of course they're just so much better than us. But we've got the walls. We've got the walls, everyone. We've got the walls. We can do it. Many years ago, the people of the Vale moved into the region of the Upper Vales and built this place. And shortly after, Fram successfully raided the horde of Scatha the Dragon. They named the town in his honour. Oh, cool. Look at our general's little hat. I really like this shield. It just looks... It's got a really nice sort of finish to it. I really like it. Right, well, welcome to Framsburg. This is how the town actually looks. It is the same as any other sort of wildmen town, except this one, of course, is technically a castle, but the map is very defensible. They're bringing 1 unit of ladders, but do note, we are not restricted to the walls in terms of shooting at them. And because we are a human person and not a moron, we can actually use these hills to our advantage, whereas the AI just simply cannot. The AI has no idea how to use these heights. So that's you two. You're going to want to go outside straight away and do what you... Oh, you're our general. No, then we just can't risk that. I know captains only have a minor morale effect, but we can't risk that. You go and sit in the town square and wait. So the units that are coming on the walls, the steps, they've got ladders, haven't they? What we actually want really is to let them come through the door and then create a mass kill zone down in that space. But I'm not sure we've got enough troops for that. Oh, and you shelter them rather than... Stand in formation! They don't want to go back into standing formation. Maybe if we put them in the middle there. Oh, come on! Where's your front? Tell me where your front is, and then we'll be able to get you to do it. There we go. There we go. There we go. Right. Now they have got some archers, of course. So. Oh, come and stand down here. There we go. And I can't get you. Can't get you to line up. There you go. Oh, this is a nightmare. Right, there we are. Everyone's down. I don't think the walls are all that useful, so I'm not. Well, maybe 63 of you should go on the wall, and you can get a bit of a charge. We've got the berserkers down there. Right, everyone's down there. Everyone's ready. Everyone's happy. Let's begin the fight. Let's pull those archers up the hill as well. You want to go a bit further back because the stores are going to go in the front. There we are. And then we're going to turn you sideways, and we're going to turn the berserkers onto the right hand side. And you're all going to run. Everyone is free to fire at will. Oh, and their stones are throwing away, and the ladders have gone on the wrong side.
The enemy have ladders at the walls. Repel the attackers. Give them steel.
Give them steel. Hang on. Guard this area. Guard this area. Guard this area. What are you doing?
The enemy are battering down the gates.
Right, the enemy is now finally battering down the gate, but we are taking losses from their fire. Why are you standing on top of them? Why aren't you grouped up as I told you to be? There you go. Now stand still. Right, the enemy's through. No, they're just the ones on the walls have finished.
Stores ready. The enemy are battering down the gates. Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
Oh, brilliant. The enemy general's gone down.
Men of the Vale.
There you go. There's the new sound lines.
Ready to fight. All right then. The walls are no longer
Oh, he's
ours.
cutting in.
The enemy have taken them.
Of course, all of those kind of sounds and things will be in almost certainly in a developer diary, where we can go over what they actually sound like away from the ravages of battle. And we're back. Sorry, I had to take a call. Right, carrying on. I think we might actually be all right. The enemy... Oh, they abandoned the battering ram. But then they're surely going to have to come through. I'll tell you what we should do then is stop firing. Pull it out of range. Oh no, you should go further back, and then you can go in front. Don't throw stones at them at the moment. And then wait for the archers to come in. Where did the berserkers go? Up onto the wall.
Blast their eyes.
Oh,
the enemy's
bugger.
ram is through our gates.
Right, here they come, here they come, here they come, here they come. Alright, and you are all now welcome to fire. And again, we'll run the hobbits back down. And then we can run you further down. At least it just pulled their archers in and stopped them shooting. Their archers are better than ours, so if we just try and archer off, they'll kill all of ours and it'll be for naught. But we have lost most of our valesmen. Just as the gate went down, I was sure that they would abandon the gate, but apparently not. There we are. Archers, you can move forward as well.
Defeat seems almost certain.
I really need them to pull back. There we are, so that we can create that like kill zone. He's a bit keen on the defeat though, isn't he? They've lost almost twice as much as us. We still have the towers shooting on them as well. Can't forget that. It is just rather disappointing that we've lost most of our melee forces. Come and stand. There you go. And then keep throwing your stones at people. Yes. 87%. Oh, it's all in the bag. Fantastic. This is quite a nice battle map to defend, actually. The AI is not very good on this battle map when they defend it, but we should be able to defend it quite nicely. And I think that will remain the case.
Behold
Yes!
how our foe is
Yes, and we've got
utterly
reinforcements coming, so we bought ourselves some
Let
time.
all who remember this
176.
day remember it as the day of our most glorious victory.
And hold on just a wee moment. That was the unit on the walls, wasn't it? We should have put the main one on the wall. They killed 176. 170 Vale Archers. The other one only got 117. They had half as many hobbits and they killed 60 more people. But those stones, if the enemy doesn't shut down those stone throwers, they are really in for it, because they will. The stone throwers are so much more effective than you think. Being able to throw about 50 projectiles per battle is so powerful. And so if you can leave them alone and just let them fire off, they will do really well. They're sending more forces through. I'd like that, but I can't afford it.
Your orders, my lord.
Loading the
Yes, my lord.
Right, with Grimbeorn to lead them as well, I think they'll be alright. No, I'd rather retrain them then. No, I tell you what. Do we want the cavalry to be full, or do we want another Vale? We need another Valesman unit. We've got no ground forces. Oh, and the militia garrison's training. That's good. The militia garrison gives 2 units. 2 garrison units. Which is good. Right, and in the south, we can reclaim... Roscabel is kind of a non-entity in my mind as Anduin. I always expect it to go down. And we're no different here. Oh, I can train 2 veiled units here as well. Can I get a stone circle here, actually, please? Because that will give us more recruitment and upkeep slots. That's definitely going to be the best bet for that. We've got them come through. So we've got a reasonable army on the southern border. And more forces coming from Bjorn's halls. When did our diplomat
Yes,
go?
my lord. You have
We really need to
a
push this
proposition
alliance
for
through.
us? I am
Oh,
not
come
quite
on,
sure of a
Thranduil.
worthy
What more do you
proposal
bloody
then.
well want?
Excellent.
I can give you all the money I've got.
No, we can't.
Alright, how about no military access,
happy
which
to
apparently
do
is
so.
the thing you really want. Oh, wrong one. And I'll just pay you for the alliance. How does that sound?
This isn't going to
Thranduil, will
pleasure
you
with all
just
ours.
play ball, or we're all going to die? Bloody elves. Right, I'm confident then that Framsburg will hold for some time, because that is a good and strong defensible battle map. So we don't really need to worry too much there. The Dwinberg force, we haven't got to worry about Rad Nag, but I think we'll wait one turn for that hunter unit to retrain, and then we will push out, as we'll move that army out. Well, I don't know whether we should go for the Narrows or we should go for the Lower Vales. The Dol Guldur also have a region over here, you see, so the Narrows is not their most northerly point. We could do with a spy, but I don't think we get a spy anywhere yet. Oh, you give me a spy. Yeah, go on, I'll take a spy, please. But that is going to conclude episode number 2, which was much longer than anticipated, but that's because we got attacked at the end. But I do hope that you've enjoyed this. As I said at the beginning, a broken record, I haven't read the comments from episode 1, and I won't have read the comments from this video until episode 4. So I will reply to them all then. But I do hope you've enjoyed it, and until we speak again, Nevaher na den Pedamad Melonin, and farewell.